The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew.
Glory to you, Lord.
As Jesus and his disciples were gathering in Galilee, Jesus said to them, "The Son of Man is to be handed over to men, and they will kill him, and he will be raised on the third day." And they were overwhelmed with grief. When they came to Capernaum, the tax collectors of the temple tax approached Peter and said, "Does not your teacher pay the temple tax?" "Yes," he said. When he came into the house before he had time to speak, Jesus asked him, "What is your opinion, Simon? From whom do the kings of the earth take tolls or census tax? From their subjects or from foreigners?" When he said from foreigners, Jesus said to him, "Then the subjects are exempt. But that we may not offend them, go to the sea, drop in a hook, and take the first fish that comes up. Open its mouth, and you will find a coin worth twice the temple tax. Give that to them for me and for you." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
I like this one line of Moses to the people in the book of Deuteronomy, our first reading. He simply says, think. Just think. Think about it, right? So I think of that today because of Saint Teresa, Benedict of the Cross, our saint today that we celebrate. She thought her way into the faith, okay? So just a little bit about Saint Teresa. She was born Jewish in Germany, more or less, and at an early age, I don't know how much they practiced their faith, but at an early age or teenager or something, she kind of abandoned her faith. She was always a thinker, I guess, and she's very kind of intellectually driven, and so she just kind of became an atheist. I mean, a proclaimed atheist. Like she thought about it and came to that conclusion that there was no God. But then as she really studied, and then I think probably when she got into more of the university and encountered phenomenology, a form of philosophy, she really started thinking deeper about things. And I don't know how she came to the notion of God existed, but probably just through, just right reason. I mean, it's kind of ignorant to conclude that there is no God or there is no creator, that this whole thing just kind of come out of nowhere. There had to be some sort of beginning. So she probably got to that conclusion, but where it really sealed the deal is when she encountered Saint Teresa of Avila, her autobiography. When she read that, she just slammed it and she said, "This is the truth." She was baptized, became Catholic, and 11 years later entered the Carmelite monastery. So she was a philosopher, taught phenomenology under the founder of phenomenology, Edmund Husserl. So I know a lot about St. Teresa of Avila, or St. Teresa Benedict of the Cross, because I did my senior capstone on her. Anyway, I love her. And then she taught in the university, but this is right World War II era. And eventually they shut down women teaching in the universities. And then the door opened for her to enter into the monastery, which she always wanted to do. So she entered into the monastery, and I think those were really, challenging times for her and then beautiful times for her. She was moved to Austria, and then when the bishops of Austria kind of openly spoke against the Nazis, then the Nazis persecuted even the monasteries in Austria, and they went and found any Jewish-born nuns, pulled them out, and she was gassed in the gas chambers in Auschwitz. So she died a virgin and a martyr in Auschwitz. Beautiful story of, I guess, faith and reason. It's interesting also when St. John Paul II canonized her that the Jews said, well, hey, she was martyred for being Jewish. So they were kind of griping that she was being canonized, a Catholic saint. So John Paul in his wisdom, he canonized her both as Saint Benedict of the Cross and Edith Stein. She was kind of both those names. She died for both reasons. She died for her people. When she said that, her last words to her sister was, "Let's go die for our people." Beautiful story, and I think what maybe a takeaway for us, or what she always highlights in my life, is the beauty of both faith and reason. Yeah, I've said it before. I don't know that in our culture today we have so much a crisis of faith as much as we have a crisis of reason. We don't think. I mean, it's just, faith is so rational, you know. It's so reasonable to believe that there is a God and creator, and that then translate that with faith into he's also a loving father. Jesus reveals that to us. So, man, there's just a lot to be said for her. I'm very thankful for getting to know her, and maybe invite y'all to get to know her too. She's a deep thinker, but it's not unattainable. So anyway, whatever she holds out for you today and for all of us, we just ask that her example inspire us to use our reason and our faith to come to a deeper understanding and experience of the Trinitarian God, that also we may witness to our love of Christ through the witness of our lives, whether that's through blood, red martyrdom, or just white martyrdom, the witness of our lives. So, Saint Teresa, Benedict of the Cross, pray for us.